but there's a chance that you get 4 players that can help soon, if not right away. That's pretty appealing, just generally speaking. The second thing that stands out, if I'm the Mariners in a scenario like this, and a Gio Gonzalez level trade package is the best I can do, or very, very similar to what I can do. I'm thinking the bulk portion of this deal has a really good chance to contribute right now. I mean, that's the Tommy Milone, Brad Peacock. Basically, the Mariners are looking for a Brad Peacock right now. They're kind of looking for that kind of a guy that could start maybe, or that used to start, that they can throw in the bullpen and get some pretty good outs in the 6th, 7th, and 8th inning. I mean, if you're gonna get that answer and control him for 5 or 6 years, man, you're kind of liking that idea. Let alone the fact that maybe you can help him reach his ceiling of a number 3 or a really good number 4 starter. So that's number 2. Number 3, if I really like at least one of the 2 higher ceiling players in this package, in this case being A.J. Cole, the right-hander, and Derek Norris, the catcher, and you believe that player has a reasonable chance, we'll say better than 50% chance, to be at least as good as Marco Gonzales is right now, you have to at least consider a deal like that. If you're telling me the Mariners can get a player that might be ready right away and ultimately give you 4 or 5 of those years at Marco Gonzales level or better, whether it be a pitcher or whether it be a third baseman, or it doesn't matter, you have, if that one player might be able to replace Gonzales in pure value and at reduced costs, at least for the first 4 or 5 years, you have to consider that deal. You have to. You don't have to pull the trigger on it, but you have to think about that and how that's going to affect the rest of your rebuild, and how not having Marco Gonzales can affect the rest of your rebuild, and how not taking advantage of this deal might affect the rest of your if that one player gives you a piece you don't, for example, a piece you don't have. We've talked about third base. There's not an obvious guy at third base. We've talked about shortstop. There's not an obvious guy at shortstop. Somebody offers you a player at that position that's pretty much ready to come up in 2021. I mean, I'm not talking about the Jared Kelenic of shortstop prospects. It could be a young player already on a roster. Third base, shortstop, doesn't really matter. Could even be second base for all that matter. But somebody you don't necessarily have a long-term answer for, you have to, and you think that player's going to get to 3-4 wins and maybe live there for the majority of his 6 control years, you absolutely have to consider that deal, which is what the A's did with Derek Norris.